Hey there. In this video, I want to talk about Google Ad Rank and Quality Score, two of the most important formulas that Google has within their ranking system and how you actually show up on the page for different keywords. Really important to understand these two formulas because especially in the beginning with new accounts, Quality Score is pretty much nothing. And it's something that you have to build up over time in order to be able to recognize the lowest possible cost per click. If you do it right, if you configure a campaign correctly, campaigns, ad groups, keywords, if you do it correctly, then you can rapidly develop pretty high quality scores and be outranking the competition, being in the number one, number two position, and be paying less than somebody who's ranked underneath you just because they haven't taken the time to configure an account properly. So quality score is important in the beginning. It's not the most important thing. I mean, quite frankly, you want good quality scores, but there are some industries where quality scores are just okay, but the profit margins are so high that you can actually get away with not doing a perfect job. But I would say that for most industries and most advertisers, it's something that you really need to pay attention to, especially in the beginning. In addition, there are columns when you're analyzing the data in Google that allow you to see exactly why you might be outranked by the competition, to be able to see, search impression share lost due to ad rank or search impression share lost due to a budget and things like that. And then quality score is also broken down in Google Ads, and you can see exactly, how you're ranking for the three components of quality score, which we'll look at here shortly. Okay, so the key point of this is that quality score and ad rank are the most important formulas, and you really need to understand how they work. Now, so ad rank, let's just start with that. So ad rank, if you think about the way Google Ads works, when somebody does a search on Google in a split second, there are multiple auctions happening behind the scenes. Google is looking at a myriad of factors to determine, when or where somebody shows up in the ranking. Of course, how much somebody is bidding is really, really important. In the old days of search engines, before Google developed this system, you could pretty much bid on any keyword. So it didn't even matter if your business was not related or not. You could bid on any keyword and rank pretty highly. And as a result, the search experience was degraded significantly. So you can imagine doing a search and getting a bunch of search results that were completely irrelevant to what you were searching for. Which was the case with the older search engines before Google showed up. So quality ad rank was something that they developed, and it is ad rank equals your bid times your quality score. So you can't just simply own the top of a search just by bidding your way to the top. I guess you could. I mean, technically you could if you just, wanted to spend recklessly to some extent. But in most cases, it's not going to work. So ad rank equals your CPC bid times your quality score. The bid levels are, of course, competitive, right? So every single market is different in terms of what that CPC bid would be. So you're going to have some markets like big cities where you have a lot of advertisers bidding against each other, driving those bids up. And there were some markets actually, and this just came out in the news recently, where Google is actually setting the market price. So there's that factor as well. So the bid controls the page position, right? So you got your bid level set by the competition, and then you have the bidding, which actually controls the page position. Then you have your quality score. So 1 to 10 ranking on quality score, and the three components of quality score are ad relevancy. Does the ad copy answer the query that the user is typing into Google? Landing page quality, how does that landing page load quickly? Is it spammy or is it not? Is it a quality search experience? Does the user stick around? So that's a big one, right? So, or do they land on the page and then quickly go back to the search results, which would then tell us that's a signal for Google to say, okay, that's a bad landing page experience, and then they would be penalized accordingly. And then expected CTR, expected click-through rate of the ad on the search results page in comparison to the competition. So it's not the CTR of the ad unit itself, but in relation to the competitors on that landing page, or I'm sorry, on the search results page, which is Google's sneaky way of getting you to spend money versus the competition. Okay, so those are the three factors. Ad relevancy is the easiest to do, but you have to structure your campaigns properly, and that's why we do what we do when we're building out campaigns, in creating very thematic ad groups that are for very specific searches, and then making sure the ad copy matches those searches. All right, so that's the ad rank formula. Ad rank equals CPC bid times quality score. So now let's jump into the quality score formula. So again, taking a deep dive into those three tiers of quality score. And nobody knows for sure what this is comprised of. It's kind of like the Coca-Cola formula. It's locked up. Google will not share this with anybody. But a lot of testing has been done by various entities, or we have a pretty good idea of what is comprised of the quality score. So, just roughly looking at it in a pie graph, about 40%, we'll just call it, is landing page experience. Another 40% is, expected click-through rate. And then roughly 22% or so is ad relevance. All right. So this is where we start. And then, so this is the, does the copy answer the query? Does the landing page load quickly? Does the landing page hopefully match the query as well? Is it a quality experience where people stick around? Expected click-through rate is, what do we expect that, how many clicks are we going to get on that ad? And that's related to how the ad is crafted. Is it engaging? Does it make somebody want to click on it? Is it positioned well, right? So positioning of the ad is really, really important. So the ads that are at the top of the page are going to get higher click-through rates than an ad at the bottom of the page. You're also going to get higher lead quality in most cases. So again, Google added this for the formula for a reason, because they want you to be able to be ranking or being listed at the top of the page, because your CPCs a lot of times will be higher, and they're going to make more revenue off of advertising, right? So it gives you, it's a scale of 1 to 10, and it has these three elements to it. Okay, so we look at all three. We start with the ad relevance, then we look at landing page, and then this is through the bidding through time. So once everything else is nailed, we've addressed all of these others, then we can start getting to the right place with the expected click-through rate. But we always start with these two first. Okay, so there's a method to it. And then finally, let's look at what actually can happen when you pay attention to quality score, and what is the result in terms of cost per click. Okay, so here we have, so you have the price. So this is the formula of how Google determines what somebody is going to pay per click. So the price that you pay per click is the ad rank of the advertiser below you in the search results divided by the quality score plus 1 penny. Okay, so that's how that works. So when you're setting your bids, you're not necessarily paying what you've set your bids to. It's really related to your quality score plus penny, and of course the ad rank of the advertiser below you. All right. So let's take a look at. Here's a perfect example. So we have these advertisers. Imagine that this is a search results page in Google. Here are the advertisers 1 through 4. Here are the bids. Okay, so what they're willing to pay on a cost per click basis. Here's the quality score. So advertiser 1, spent a lot of time making sure that the quality score was pretty good, and number 4 did not do right. So ad rank, and then CPC bid. Using that formula, you can see exactly what happens. Okay, so we have CPC bid times quality score equals ad rank. So you can see advertiser 1 has ad rank of 30, advertiser 2 has ad rank of 20, etc., all the way down. And when you apply that, here's what happens, right? So you have the CPC bid, and using this formula, you can see advertiser 1, even though they're bidding less, so they're paying Google less per click, their CPC bid, because of this formula, is $2.01. Okay, so it's actually less than what somebody is paying that's ranked underneath them, which is incredible. This is a pretty decent, quality score, right? So it's still, a fairly great CPC. But look what happens here with Advertiser 4. He's paying 3 times. He's willing to pay 3 times the amount of Advertiser 1. But the quality score is so poor that his ad rank ends up being really poor. And you can see that as a result, they pay the highest amount on a cost per click basis. Okay, so again, at the end of the day, it's like making sure your ads, everything's configured properly. Because if you nail your quality score, you could be paying less and outranking the competition who'll be paying more than you and not even being shown in the more desirable position. So really important stuff. All right. Let us know if you have any questions. Again, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. All right. We'll talk soon.